Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Am I the Asshole? If you enjoy hearing Reddit stories, it would really support the channel if you could like or subscribe. Let's get started with our first story. Am I the asshole for leaving my party for beating cancer? I, 35 male, am a very private person. I have no social media. Don't want my wife, 32 female, posting photos of me, although I don't tell her not to. Just don't ask her to post me. Celebrating Father's Day or my birthday, I don't like attention on me and prefer to keep things low-key whenever I can. So keeping that in mind, I was diagnosed with an extremely curable type of skin cancer. It was caught very early on, and I never felt scared for my life in any way, shape, or form. I'm an engineer, and I think analytically, and wasn't scared with a diagnosis with a 0.03% fatality rate. Still, I told my wife, of course, and she was terrified. We talked through it and told her. My doctor was very optimistic and said we have caught it early on, etc. None of it seemed to help, but I tried. After a while, I told her that we shouldn't tell our kids, 5F and 7F. My wife wanted to tell them, but I was adamant about that. I'm not even sure they would understand what we're talking about. Reluctantly, she agreed not to. About a week later, I get a call from my dad asking about my cancer. Turns out, my wife posted on FB about my cancer that morning. I called her and wasn't happy that she posted my business and his behind the, "You didn't say I couldn't post it, just not to tell the kids" excuse. There is no way she would think I wanted that posted online, no matter what I said. So she took it down, and time went by. Very quickly, I was in remission with my skin cancer, and my doctor told me word for word, "We don't like to say you're cured, but you're cured." I told my wife, and she was ecstatic. She told me she was worried all this time, I could tell, and glad we put this all behind us. I thought we could put this all behind us, too. This weekend, I'm coming home on Friday. I see a lot of cars parked on the street, some in my driveway. I couldn't think of any birthdays or anniversaries I missed, but went in anyway. It was a party for my remission diagnosis. I was mortified at this. She's never done anything like this. And we've talked about how I would hate a surprise party multiple times. I asked what this is for. I said, "I'm sorry, but I didn't know you planned this. I'm just coming back for some files and heading back to work." It was a lie. I gathered up some meaningless files in my office and said thanks to everyone for coming and left to go back to my office, messing around on my phone until everyone left. My wife knew I was lying, and we fought that night. And I told her I don't know what's gotten into her, but she knows I would never want this. And she doesn't get to make a big deal out of something personal I never wanted to be public in the first place. We've been cold this whole week, and my brother said I'm TA since I told him I just pretended to go to work. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to celebrate beating my cancer? Not the asshole. Your wife completely disregarded your feelings re personal privacy. She should take down the FB post immediately and apologize for ambushing you with the party. In her defense, she did take down the FB post when I called her, without my asking her to take it down. That's good, but she still sprung an unwanted party on you. She was genuinely scared for your health and wanted to celebrate her joy that you are now in remission, however, dismissed your preference for personal privacy. You didn't yell or make a scene, just made an excuse to go back to work. Your wife feels embarrassed, but that's on her, not the asshole. Not the asshole. Does your wife even know you? I find her behavior to be really odd and inappropriate. You should not have to command or request her not to post about you. It should come naturally to her to A, already know what you'd be okay and not okay with, and B, know to ask if she wants to communicate something about you. It's not giving me great vibes about your wife, TBH. I cannot tell if she's overdramatic to the point of being a liability and totally irrational, or if she's a bit of an attention hound. Either way, her behavior is not okay, and having a serious talk with her about this is very reasonable. I would guess others find her behavior strange, too. There must have been something a bit off for your parents in finding out about your cancer through social media. You need to be able to trust your spouse. In some ways, they should be like an extension of yourself, in that you should be able to trust that they won't do something they know you would not want. Missteps happen, of course. But this is her deciding she wants to handle your medical situation a different way than you want to handle it, which is obviously inappropriate of her. It sounds like she wanted the attention for herself and not her husband. Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.